Spring is around the corner, the days are getting longer, and today I'm talking about a fragrance that I think is perfect for the springtime. This one is the brand new 2021 release from Valentino, and this is called Born in Roma Yellow Dream. And to find out a little bit more about this one, stay tuned to magsfrags. Yes, hello again everybody and welcome to another episode of magsfrags. I'm Paul and this is day 99 of my Fragrance 365 project where I give my thoughts on a different fragrance every day for a whole year. So today's scent of the day is Born in Roma Yellow Dream from the Valentino Uomo line. This is a brand new 2021 release and it's described as an oriental spicy fragrance. And this one follows the original. This is the original Born in Roma from 2019 and I will be reviewing the original in the next few days, and it will also be more of a comparison video between the two. But today this one is more of a first impressions video because I've only given this one a handful of wearings so far. Yeah, the fragrance arrives in this black box, which features the familiar Valentino stud patterning there on the front. And when you actually run your finger over it, it has got like a slightly raised textured surface on there. We've also got the name of the house and the name of the fragrance there, and that's in like a really bright fluorescent yellow colour. There's a ton of product information on the back that you can read under these bright lights, but in normal lights you can barely see that. Then underneath we've got a little bit more product information and your batch code there. Inside the box there is a link that you can put into the Valentino website. It's like a unique code. I don't know what it's for. I don't know if it's so they can email you junk mail or anything, but when I tried to put that code into the Valentino website, it was a broken link, so that needs fixing, Valentino. Yeah, the studded glass bottle design on all of these Valentino bottles are really nice. And when the bottle's clear like this one, it kind of reminds me of a crystal spirit decanter, like what you get in a whiskey decanter or a brandy decanter. It's very bling, but I think they look really cool. There's also a studded collar around the neck of the atomizer, and then there's this like leather pouch on the front of the bottle there. It comes right through the centre, which contains the name of the house in a really bright fluorescent yellow colour. But you don't get the name of the fragrance actually anywhere else on the bottle, and it's everywhere else is quite minimal. You just get a little tiny sticker at the bottom there. They have made a slight adaptation to the atomizer compared to the previous flanker though, and it now comes with a removable cap with a slightly small sprayer, whereas the previous atomizer, it looks like a cap, but it's actually the atomizer as a whole, so you actually spray it with that. And the amount of times I've tried to remove that thinking it was the cap is scary, but I actually prefer this design where you remove the cap and you've got what I would describe as a normal atomizer. The sprayer on this is really nice, and it delivers a really nice, fine, even distribution, so there's nothing to worry about with the spray. And I think the presentation on the Valentino bottles is top notch. I think they're really quirky, they look quite classy, and they look more like some nice pieces of jewellery rather than fragrance bottles. So yeah, you can't go wrong with these, so I'd give them a 9 out of 10 for the presentation. The top notes in this one are pineapple and mandarin orange. In the heart there's gingerbread and spices, and in the base there's vanilla absolute and cedar essence. So the first minute of the opening on this one is not a great first impression, and it comes off like a chemically synthetic mess. It really is unpleasant, and my advice would be to let this one settle for a couple of minutes and let the alcohol evaporate before you go in for a first sniff. After the first few minutes, it starts to dry down and it's bright, lightly fruity and lightly spicy. But for me, it's very difficult to describe because it doesn't actually really do anything. When I first saw the note breakdown of pineapple in the opening, a spicy heart and a woody base, I kind of expected it to be Valentino's take on Creed Aventus, but the pineapple is non-existent and so are the spices. I was really looking forward to the ginger and the gingerbread notes because Valentino Uomo fragrances have tended to kind of favour the powdery floral heart notes, but for the first 10 or 15 minutes it's just a clean and safe generic designer fragrance that is basically void of any character. But I am pleased to report that the dry down on this one is a lot better, and weirdly I can even detect a faint pineapple note in there after about the 15-minute mark, and this is accompanied by the cedar and the vanilla, and it develops into a slightly darker scent profile, but what you're left with is a pleasant, very generic smelling fragrance that smells to me like a diluted version of Stronger With You by Emporio Armani. There's absolutely nothing whatsoever in here to dislike, but overall it's just disappointingly bland, and I think this is going to catch a little bit of hate from the collectors and the reviewers out there because there's nothing unique at all here. It's great in terms of its versatility because it's light and there isn't a situation where you're going to offend anyone with this one, so it'd be a decent work scent. But for me, it has a spring and autumn feel about it. It's too woody for the high heat of summer and too light for the winter months. It's also more of a casual daytime scent rather than one I'd reach for a night out or a dressed up occasion. I also think it could be worn of anyone of any age. There's no kind of gender or age to this at all. I think it's quite unisex, and yeah, it's just a light and easy to wear fragrance. The performance on this one is okay, and it'll definitely get you noticed from like about an arm's length away for a couple of hours, and I think also the longevity is quite decent. I sprayed this on my t-shirt at around 6 PM last night, and I could still smell it this morning when I picked my t-shirt up to put in the washing machine, so yeah, I would say the performance on this one is definitely acceptable. Yeah, I paid full retail for this because I wanted to feature some new releases in the project, but at £75 for a 100ml bottle size, it's kind of in the same price range as Bleu de Chanel, Dior Sauvage and the Stronger With You line by Armani. So when you kind of put it into that context, I would say it's very disappointing. It's not a bad fragrance by any means, but it's just way too generic and it just seems to lack any identity or character, which kind of makes my job a little bit difficult because I'm struggling to find any adjectives to describe it by. It's just okay, and for that reason I would give this one a 6 out of 10. Yeah, so once again, that's about it for today's scent of the day. Tomorrow I'm talking about another brand new release, but this time I'm hoping for something a little bit more inspiring, so make sure to tune in tomorrow to see which one I'm talking about. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It's also great to hear your opinions, your critiques and your thoughts on all of these fragrances that feature in this project, so don't forget to keep your comments coming down in the comments section. So as always, thank you very much once again for watching today. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Bye bye for now.